Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by everybody tonight. Producer Todd.
Peace.
Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Howdy.
And Mike Kruger.
Back from the dead. What's up, you sick motherfuckers?
There you go. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see everybody.
Good. Before we go any further, I'm hoping Punisher Batman fan is in the chat because I would like to formally apologize for not seeing you. There you are. I would like to formally apologize for not seeing you after the OXW show in Texas. I don't know if you saw the match. I kind of made a mistake, so I had to clean him up after.
You won the match, right?
Yeah, I won the match.
No mistakes made.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
Big steak scars.
I had to handle some business afterwards because of what I did to that poor kid. So,
Punisher Batman fan Kruger and Night for Necro was awesome.
Well, I'm glad you really enjoyed yourself, bro. I'm really, really sorry that you and I didn't get to take a picture or do anything after. Somebody went up to me, but it was about like 35 minutes after my match, and I went out there in full gimmick, and nobody was there. So next time, fucking hit me up on like Facebook or Instagram or Discord, whatever you got, and we'll make sure to make a picture happen. Make sure that when you come and see me, we can properly meet. Shit was really hectic after. I don't know if you saw that kid's face, but yeah, it wasn't good news.
You don't need a full nose. You can make.
He looks like a man now. Yeah. So Kruger owes you one. We all owe you one for that.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you for coming, dude. Like seriously, It means a lot, especially somebody that has been watching our podcast and now is journeying into my wrestling side of things. I appreciate
and has
that
great
a lot.
taste.
Yeah. I really appreciate that a lot. So next time, bro, just find me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media you can find me on. We'll make sure it happens. Zombie said you beat up a kid. I mean, technically,
yes.
I beat the brakes off of a 22-year-old and left him maimed for life. But hey, Abdul the Butcher got away with it. So
Hey, you didn't give him the head.
Don't misbehave around Kruger. Problem solved.
there you go.
There you
He does want to come
He can
on
still
here
be
and talk
signed
about
by
it.
WWE.
We will definitely make that happen. I know. I'm just a little.
Yeah, at some point, you guys will get Hardcore Hillbilly side of the story. But
Yeah.
No, Punisher
There you
Batman says the glove you used on him was brutal.
yeah,
And then earlier he said, "Dude, you were bloody as hell."
that's probably going to be the only time you ever see that glove used for good reasons. So, but hey, I'm glad you were there to see it.
There you
I know.
go.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I still you guys haven't even seen the full match. I still need to
No.
show that. We'll have to do that on a Patreon when we got. some
Okay,
free
so you
time.
do have it though.
Yeah, I have the full name.
Okay, cool.
Fuck yeah, then.
See a guy get his nose ripped off on Patreon. So
I love you,
yeah.
Drew. I'm sorry.
That's all good. You're not sorry for anything. You sent him straight
No,
to hell.
Kruger's not sorry. Mike is.
Yeah.
Mike is very fucking sorry. Mike is very happy he's not canceled right now. So
Hillbilly's a good kid. You're good.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
You're
Dude,
good.
like literally though, if it was anybody else, I would be so fucked. So I appreciate it. The best part about it was Necro Butcher is just like, why you feel bad? Fuck him.
Yeah.
More on that when we do watch the match on Patreon.
There we go. So we've got a stacked show tonight. I think actually probably one of our biggest review shows because there's two really big theatricals, and we got a non-horror or horror adjacent, whatever you want to call it, theatrical. And yeah, I think everything's interesting tonight.
Definitely the biggest show we've had in a while.
Yes.
It's better
To
than
be
last
free.
week.
Yeah. Well,
That
no
was a week
spoilers.
before.
Come on, you never know. Yeah.
No, there's no way.
show-
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
All right, we'll kick it off with our first movie of the evening, which is, pardon me while I grab my notes, A Quiet Place Day One from director Michael Sarnowski, who's the director of Pig with
Did you
Nicolas
use
Cage.
a hard R for his last name? God,
Michael
be careful.
Sarnowski, director of Pig. All right. After the events and revelations of A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2, it's time to go back to day one. Following Sam as she's on a group trip to New York City, everything is going fine until the invasion that sends the world into silence begins. Can the city stay quiet? And can Sam and Eric, a new unlikely friend, make it somewhere safe? But no matter what happens, don't make a sound, and you might just find out what happens in A Quiet Place Day One. All right. Well, hot tag if anybody wants to go first.
I can go first.
Go for it.
Going into this, I was not expecting the movie that we got because Jesus fucking Christ, did this thing depress the living fucking shit out of me. I mean, anybody that's dealt with somebody dying of cancer, somebody in hospice, I think is going to really feel for this movie. I don't think that's a huge spoiler because you find out in the first 2 seconds of the fucking film. But yeah, I was not expecting that, and it really brought another aspect to the movie that I thought was very well done. The one thing I'll say is this movie is the cat okay? Like, that was me the whole time. Is the fucking cat okay?
You know what's funny? The first thing I thought about was like you, and I was like, this was made by a cat lover, and all like you. I want to show my kid now because he loves cats.
Dude,
but yeah,
I was like, and what a fucking amazing cat! Like, goddamn, reminded me of my cat Titan that died. Like, he was exactly like that. You're stressed out, jump on you, fucking purr and shit. And so the cat aspect of the movie probably my favorite thing, honestly. I did like the characters, but making sure the cat was okay throughout the whole thing was what kept me invested. But this was really a heartfelt story. Does it give us much of a backstory for a prequel? Absolutely not. I mean,
you don't learn anything new.
You learn how the aliens eat. That's about it. Outside of that, you really have no clue what's going on, which I thought was a missed opportunity. Granted, I know that they want to keep things ambiguous because, the less you know, the more it's scary, blah, blah, blah. But at some point here, I need to know what the fucking actual fuck is going on. Why the fuck are these aliens invading the world? Why is this all happening? I have my own theories, but I would like to see what the actual story is to that. And I hope eventually, whenever we do get to the point where that's revealed, it happens on screen, because at this point, I think things are getting a little tired. Granted, it's a good concept. You have great creatures, and all these movies have had very, very compelling characters, in my opinion. But it seems too much of the same at times. And I think at this point, after 3 films, it's going to get a little fucking tiresome. We need to switch it up and do something a little bit bigger for the next one. But that being said, I enjoyed the fuck out of this movie a lot. Is it my favorite out of the trilogy? Honestly, I'm not sure. I feel like I need to watch everything in sequence to really be able to rank it, because usually I do that. But when it comes to prequels, I kind of like just going in with my knowledge of what the past films were and not have to catch myself up. And then usually I watch the other ones after to see how it all plays together. I haven't done that yet, but I mean, I will say it's almost on par with the other 2. My only thing is I wish I would have got a little bit more backstory, but I also think the characters and the heartfelt moments kind of made up for the fact that we didn't get that. So all the Quiet Place movies, in my opinion, are like very neck and neck with each other right now. And I think if you like the first 2 movies, you're going to be a little bit more pleasantly surprised with this, because I feel like it's a more personable story and something that's going to catch you in the heartstrings a lot more than the other ones have.
Forget the kids. Give us the cat.
Dude, it's not even just a cat, though. Main actress.
You cared more about if the cat lived or died than you did.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, her character and just her performance. That the opening scene, her poem about this place is shit, my life is shit, homeboy smells like shit, this place smells like shit. That's honestly how I feel about life right now. So fucking that shit hit me right in the fucking heart. And Overall, I went in with my expectations in check, and I was pleasantly surprised with it being another good sequel to the franchise.
Yeah, it
Ben Grimm, shut your fucking mouth. Oh, fuck. New York pizza is not that.
I don't think you know Kruger's origin.
I rather smack the teeth out of your mouth, Ben, for that.
I'm just gonna stay silent in this debate.
When was the last time you went to New York, you motherfucker?
I've never had New York pizza from New York.
Shut your ass up.
But I've also never had Chicago pizza from Chicago.
Steve L.
Even I'm shutting ass up.
I wanted to cut a loud fart in the theater during some of the silent scenes. Honest to God, I think somebody did cut a fucking fart in my theater in one of them because it was stinking in there.
All you New York guys, I don't know about you, but the Mexicans who make my pizza out here is delicious.
No, I'm all right. Let me
move on for pizza.
I will say the best pizza I've had outside of New York has been made by Mexicans in Arizona. So
it all depends where you go. I don't have a preference. New York.
They also make the best Chinese food out here too.
New York's damn good. But A Quiet Place Day One. I
says you don't have. Oh, I was just going to answer this one. Orc says you don't have the water dough out west. There's some places in LA that like have the water shipped in.
They have that shit here too, but it's not the fucking same, brother.
No.
Yeah.
You find a mom and pop that's been in New York for 30 years, 40 years. Guarantee you're not going to have better pizza anywhere outside of that.
Yeah,
but it's got to be. But it can't be all. It can't be all this
Italy?
Hipster bullshit that they have. Italy fucking isn't even. It's not even the same fucking pizza, brother. It's like
you're too American. How dare you?
Well, it's true. It's not. It's not.
No, I know. They gave me one
we'll
ravioli, or I was served one ravioli from a traditional dish. I'm like, what the fuck you mean one? I'm American. I need like 18 of these fucking things.
Yeah, it's like the taco here. There's
We're fat pieces of shit. What do you think?
I am American, sir.
Yeah, the Italian place I go to gives you a whole block of mozzarella cheese as the fucking fried cheese dip.
Fucking right.
You're eating like a literal block of cheese.
All right. Since this movie is about pizza,
I mean, it technically
it is a plot point of the whole damn thing.
But all right, so
it
doesn't do a single goddamn thing new as far as it, answering anything. Not that I need answers.
Well, I mean, it's legitimately a side story. That's like the whole point of it.
Well, I understand, but it's a prequel. We're gonna see how it all began. I felt like they probably were a little bit lazy with the story. Now, as far as just the survival horror and the characters go, it's quite fucking good. I think a lot of people may prefer this over the other two. I think there's a lot of suspense. Yeah, there's a lot of suspense. I'm just saying.
Has more heart. I think that's what's going to resonate with people.
A lot of heart, and I think that Joseph Quinn, who was Eddie Munson on Stranger Things, if you didn't recognize him, I thought he was fantastic. I thought Lupita was great. Probably the best thing I've ever seen her in. Honestly, I thought she was really, really good. It's good. Just there's still that like been there, done that aspect of the movie. So if you're just kind of sick of it, I understand, because you're not getting anything new. You're just getting these aliens in New York, and a lot more action.
Which right there alone is new, though.
Sure, I'm not. I like the movie.
But you're saying you're getting nothing new. You're getting it in a completely different setting.
But is it?
It's a different spin on the same thing, though.
But you're not getting
it's sugar coated
information. So see, I don't live and die off like we need more backstory. I like it where we're at. I don't need to know more. We got them. They're here. They're fucking shit up. What else do I need? And I get it though. You want to know more of the origin, but I've never cared about that.
Jesus Christ, Richard. Congratulations, Richard.
Don't make me block you again, you son of a bitch. Congratulations.
Hey,
congrats, dude.
Congrats to Richard. He just had his baby. It's one of my best friends and a UEW
Congrats, Richard.
Front Row Mafia alumni. So, shout out to him and Katie for having their first child. Very proud of you. I'm glad I didn't come there this weekend because, that would have been a fucking mess if I would have.
Even though you accuse Todd of atrocities once in a while.
Yeah, don't make me block you,
we're
goddammit, Richard.
My baby thinks Todd is a sick bastard.
That's okay.
Oh, that's fucking
but
Back
you
to
know
Quiet
what?
Place, though.
Like, you've been if you watched the other two and enjoyed them, you'll definitely enjoy this. I do think this. I didn't get to rewatch the others. I think this may be the best one. I think from beginning to end, it was a little more tense. I think the suspense hit a little bit harder. It's interesting because I saw the trailer and there's some stuff in the trailer that's not in the movie. So I'm kind of curious to see maybe deleted scenes at some point. Looked like they were in some apartment with two older dudes. And I didn't see any of that in the movie, but I enjoyed this one. Do we need another one? No. Like, I honestly,
But you kind of do to continue the story from 2.
Yeah.
2 leaves the story.
How did 2 end again? It's been a minute.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they like are finding shelter and are about to go into something else. So what I'm assuming,
Ben Grimm, keep the kid away from coffee tables.
take note of that, Richard. If you haven't seen the coffee table, maybe don't watch it anytime soon.
Let
give it a couple of years.
Yeah, let her pick the table, dude. Don't
And 1700s Austria, which we'll get into later.
But as far as like where do we need another one or not? I think we do, because the only way I see them making a sequel to Quiet Place Part 2 is bringing in one of the I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the characters from this movie into that and kind of having it come full circle. And then hopefully we fucking figure out a little bit more about what the fuck is going on. Because I think if we get another movie where there's nothing explained, it's gonna really piss me the fuck off. I give this one the pass because of the heart and the characters and everything. But I want to know, like, I need some fucking answers.
I think you'll get what would you get third, because they kind of already said you're getting a third film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But this was the one. This is the side story in between.
Yeah.
So. Getting really answers in this, it doesn't shock me. There was nothing really, new.
You could have had a character discover something that somebody else
but
did.
But it's like this: if they're just landing there, like, they're not going to know why. Like, the information's like not going to be like, if someone does know at this point, them in the city in the middle of it on day one are not going to know.
But what you could have did is have somebody find out something that we didn't know, and then had them killed. And that's why we don't know later on. There's ways to getting around that, and I like it. This was a safe script because they knew where the bread and butter was, and that was with the characters and with the heart and the story. Yeah. But next one, I need some answers to where these motherfuckers. What do we even call these bastards? Do we have a name for them?
I don't think they ever try and name
fucking
them.
Cloverfield Demigorgon ripoff motherfuckers. I mean, that's essentially what they are. It's like Cloverfield and fucking the Demigorgon had a baby.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I just, they're not interesting enough if you don't just to have them come back and just another group of people. I agree. Like, either let this be it, which it probably won't be because I think
they've already announced 3. Dan, like before.
You mean 4?
Yeah.
You confuse me.
No. Part 3.
Because day 1 is actually part 0, guys.
Yeah.
You know how Todd gets. Stop being difficult.
I'm just gonna say
it's gonna be called A Quiet Place 3 because the first one's and then there's part 2. Why would it not be part 3? It would make no sense to call it part 4.
They're gonna give it another side name. Watch.
Yeah, it's
no, they're not calling it 4.
The Quiet Place, the end.
Silence is golden or some shit. For me, I'm pretty indifferent on the whole series. Like, I didn't like 1. I thought 2 was fine, but I didn't care. This one, I felt the heart, but I still don't care. Like this, maybe I'm just uninterested in these things, these people, the situation. I think Bird Box is a similar story, and I think they did that way better. I like those ones way more. Oh yeah, we've gone over this. Barcelona, a little different story, but the first one I think it's way better than anything A Quiet Place has done. Yeah, it was just okay. I shouldn't. I wish I would have saw it at home.
You just want to bang Sandra Bullock more than you do anybody else.
Yeah, I can guarantee that.
Well, yeah.
Even if it's her Make-A-Wish, die, bitch. No dice. Save the cat. Cat lives matter.
I think Kruger's still processing Bird Box.
Yeah,
it's way better, man. I can't.
Brother, you're fucking on the absolute crack.
Boy, girl, that's just hilarious. Nah.
Fucking picking a Machine Gun Kelly movie over this shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, wasn't he?
What's those J.K. Rowling? J.K. Rowling. J.K.
You wish she was. You wish she was.
How funny would that be? No, they're not allowed in here, and you know what I'm saying.
Damn. All right, what do you guys?
I'm gonna go with Ben on the Emily Blunt's Side of the Sandra.
I agreed.
Oh, no way. No.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Dan still has his love potion number 9 boner.
I agree, but if we're going to pick times, then we Demolition Man, hands down.
Yeah, I see. I'm going today. If you want to pick them both in their prime, that's a different argument.
Oh, prime is easy. But even today, I think Sandra Bullock looks great. So,
no one said she's a fucking ugly.
Yeah, no one said she was ugly, but
she's still an attractive woman today.
Look. The Peter Nyong'o is just getting picked last, guys. Broke the market.
God, why are you gonna do? Don't be saying it, Pugs. God,
I'm back.
Once again, for the audio listeners, Pugs is back.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hey, that's been a while. Ben Grimm.
Dude, yeah, we haven't got one of those in fucking years.
On Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, she was getting that.
Did I miss the Pugs dread is black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Long time.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So all right. What about this movie?
Yeah, we need to rate it.
We need to rate it. Yes.
This is what happens when all of us are back at once.
I'm a 3.5. I liked it a lot. Love the cat. Lots of suspense, heart. Just does nothing new, and I can understand people being fatigued with it. So I bordered on that, but they won me over.
Cash in.
For me, I was tossed up between a 3.5 and a 4. I gotta give it a 4. There's rewatchability for me for sure, especially just showing cat lovers alone. I think anybody that has a cat and that is really close to a cat is gonna love this fucking movie, regardless of everything else. But yeah, granted, this did not put me in a good mood. I almost was on like the verge of fucking tears a couple of times while I was watching this movie. Maybe not necessarily due to this content. I'm in a sensitive time period right now. But man, like at the end of the day, like this has some of the best characters I've seen in a survival horror movie in a long time. And it made me give a fucking shit about them, because it's not just the fact that the aliens are ending the world. This person's fighting for the last moments of their life. And they're like saying, fuck this. I'm not giving up. Like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to get to do what the fuck I want to do. Regardless if I'm dying or not, I'm not going to fucking surrender myself to these alien cocksuckers. And I commend that message a lot. I think it does a lot good for people. So 4 out of 5 for me.
There you go.
Richard's outing some of your kinks, sir. I'm going to be a 2 out of 5.
Oh,
it's whatever.
I've been going back and forth between the 3.5 and 4, just because, like, I don't argue there is nothing new, but I didn't expect anything in this one. It was, I think I'll go with the 4.
There you go.
I mean, I had a good theater experience, so.
Yeah, I mean, I did too, for sure. So, like, I was glad I watched it on the big screen too, because I didn't watch the original Quiet Place on the big screen. I fucking severely regretted it.
Yeah, I saw it in Dolby. It was a great.
If I could trade places with you, sir, I would.
I fucking wish you would, folks.
All right. Well, moving on to a less feel-good movie, we have from director Nicholas Tomney. Nicholas Tomney, What You Wish For. And in this film, a down-on-his-luck chef with gambling problems flees to a Latin American villa where he assumes the identity of his friend. All right, I want to keep this story somewhat vague to a degree. I mean, you have to know that much. I won't reveal what the hook is, but the lead actor, Nick Stahl, who we all know and love, who has kind of been knocking out some really good horror movies in recent years. He did What Josiah Saw, which I loved.
It's a group show favorite, dude.
Yeah. Hunter, I believe another show favorite.
Love that movie.
Yeah. Nick Stahl's the man. He's awesome. I've been a big fan for years, and it's good to see him, back looking healthy and hammering out some great film roles. This movie, the director also made Perfect Host with David Hyde Pierce, and it's kind of been on a bit of a hiatus, so it was cool seeing him. Fuck you, Todd. It was cool seeing him come back. And so, all right. So obviously,
that's a little much, Ben Grimm. He's my John Connor. Easy.
Honestly,
Todd, you're
just performance. He's probably would have been great to carry that role forward. But all right. So
I'll take it now.
Yeah. All right.
So obviously, his friend he goes to visit him. Wonders how the hell are you living so well in this beautiful villa? You've got it made. He's down on his luck. We find out that he has severe gambling problems. In fact, he's got some faceless loan shark that's threatening to kill his mom if he doesn't give him, I think it was $50,000 or something like that. And
it was more than that, but
yeah,
$50,000 was the interest.
Yeah, and there's an event that leads to him taking his friend's place, and he realizes that his friend was into some really bad shit.
Where do I apply?
Some really bad people, let's just say. I don't think we need to reveal the hook to this one because that's part of the fun. But it's like an elite situation, let's just say, like kind of a
don't get calm down.
If Kruger's telling you you're getting too spoilery, Dan, you better calm
you're getting
fuck
too
down.
much.
Yeah,
you're getting too much.
These people are very dangerous, and at this point, it really becomes kind of a thriller where he's stuck. He's trying to get out of this situation, and I really like this one quite a bit. Now, not the most original hook necessarily to this, but I was okay with it because I was just in. I honestly, I know a couple people like Nick Stahl's character in this movie, very, very similar. So I see this situation with people that I actually know.
Don't lend them money. Oh yeah,
No,
what you used to do. That's right. Okay.
Never lend them money. But yeah, it's a good kind of mystery thriller, and I really enjoyed it. I know I'm being a little vague because I can't talk about certain things. It is a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not just a thriller. I was going to say that.
Yeah, I'm trying not to,
but
right out.
The horror comes at the right times. Let's just say that, and it's got good gore as well. Like gore, I was really surprised of because there's movies that have a similar theme to this that have not lived up to the gore aspect over the last few years that a lot of people love, and I can't say what fucking movie it is because it will give it away.
Deep. But it's deep too. Like there is there's a speech at one point justifying what's being done, and it's like, holy shit, I could see like some evil, business person, politician, whatever, like giving this speech. It was very realistic to me.
It's pretty convincing, to be honest.
I could kind of recommend this one to probably just about anybody. Yeah. I don't think it's too fucked up to the point that, more thriller fans wouldn't enjoy it. I think it's like just right, and good ending too. Makes sense. Maybe.
And
yeah.
The one thing I will say, Todd, did you watch this or no?
No.
Dan, will you say that there is a little bit of Hitchcockian vibe, a little bit in this?
Yeah, you can find it there. Yeah,
I felt a bit of Hitchcock dashed in here with a bunch of other really fucking cool shit, but the characters are basically impeccable. Like I felt for every single one of the characters, and then when you realize what his buddy's into and what ends up happening, like you're like, Jesus Christ, like I get it, like God.
Kind of hard to get out of that, huh?
Yeah, and it ups the.
Why would you want to leave?
And the one thing I will say about this movie, the one thing I'll say about this movie too is it doesn't skimp out on the gore for the horror fans. And that's always like my complaint, especially with a theme going on in this movie that I can't talk about. There's some that we've gotten over the recent years that I know a lot of people like just because this theme was implemented into the story, but it didn't give me that gore aspect. And this one did, which hats off to them. The head reveal scene, I will say, is one of the nastiest things I've seen all year. So
if you want gore, end of Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that too, but also like in a similar way of this, it builds up to that, which makes that scene so grand. Because like Hunter x Hunter is a very tame movie up until that scene happens, which I mean it's what makes
the impact bigger.
And this director is really, really fucking good at doing that, which, hats off to them. I love this movie. I really think it's one of my favorite movies of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes my top 10. And I went in knowing nothing, just that this guy had a gambling issue that he's trying to get away from. And I'm glad I knew absolutely nothing, because I think if I would have knew some of the backstory, it wouldn't have made me enjoy the film as much as I did. But fuck, man, like, characters are great. I think if you're a fan of Hitchcock, I think you're gonna like a lot of stuff that's going on. But again, at some points we get some gore, which is a nice touch as well. And I can't give this a higher recommendation for me.
Pugs.
Yeah. I think everything was firing on all cylinders, and everyone here hit a home run. Everyone acted their fucking ass off. The writing's great. The movie looks fucking beautiful, and again, when it comes time for the gore, it's there, and I appreciate that. Nick Stahl, fuck yeah, dude, just keep doing this, and eventually you and Rebecca Hall. Shout out to Natasha Hall. Go watch that series. You and Rebecca Hall are gonna fucking do a movie together, and it's gonna fucking own. It's just gonna be you two in a room, and it's gonna rule. I fucking love this movie. I would recommend it to everybody. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes a couple of our lists at the end of the year. It's great.
So you're saying this is the one I need to catch up on?
Oh fuck yeah, dude. You'll love this.
Well, there's two, but I know this one you like more than the next one.
Oh, really?
I would put money on it. Yeah.
Okay, it felt, I don't know, it came off as a Dan picture, so I was in no rush.
Yeah.
This is a very good.
It is a little snobby, but it's the good kind. Not
okay.
This is a very good week. One of the best weeks we've had. You could probably figure that out already. But no, this is a sleeper. I feel like just a lot of people aren't going to watch this, which is a shame. But
word of mouth, man, it might grow.
Well, right now with it on VOD, it's going to be a little slower. Once it hits a streaming service, people don't have to pay, extra for. Hopefully, people will get the money.
So I don't know.
Yeah, look at the first Omen; it's still kicking ass. So
yeah, no. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's rate it. Like I said, I mean, the reveal itself is not anything you haven't seen before, but I think the execution was so good. I am 4 stars on this one. I really, really liked it a lot.
Ditto. 4 out of 5 for me too.
All right. I'm gonna give it a 5. It sucked me in, and I loved how pristine it looked, and it felt real. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to give away too much, but like I could
this
see
shit. This is some shit that could happen. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, we're not black.
Pugs will take the offer if you're out there.
In a fucking heartbeat.
Man, sign me up too, dude.
I agree, even though
you got the gruesome twosome over here.
It's like it's an over the top thing, but yeah, I agree. Like the people kind of felt like a realistic evil at the same time, which kind of
And the reactions were like
genuine,
yeah, not crazy. There it goes. It's I missed that one.
I saw it. That was a question.
It sucked him off.
Question mark.
It sucked him off.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I got next.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. There's one for Ben.
Food looked delicious. Yeah. I want pear sorbet.
Dude, that fucking pozole, Jesus.
That annoyed me though. Pozole soup. You don't need to say those. It's just pozole.
White people.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
That did drive me crazy.
I get it. That's something I'd latch on to too. Now I already know it's going in.
Yeah.
I believe our next film is Just Me and Todd.
Yes.
All right. So let's get fucking weird with the new Yorgos Lanthimos movie. Oh, it's Sydney Sweeney right there.
You can taste her vagina by this.
What?
I think that's her scent, her fragrance down there. That's what I'm choosing to believe, guys.
So
They
she
took a Q-tip, swabbed the walls, and then cheers.
Her puss tastes like Gatorade, kind of.
It's raspberry, lime, and lemon.
Electrolytes. There you go. All right.
Did wants the precious juice.
Darker than berry.
I was gonna say a different name, but she already got it enough from us tonight.
Cool.
All right. Up next, shut the fuck up. Kinds of Kindness from Yorgos Lanthimos, and in this film, it's a triptych fable where we follow a man who seeks to break free from his predetermined path. A cop questions his wife's demeanor after a return from a supposed drowning, and a woman searches for an extraordinary individual prophesized to become a renowned spiritual guru to a cult. All right, so Kinds of Kindness.
I feel like anything we say about this is a spoiler because the trailer shows nothing.
Oh, no, you can't really spoil this movie. It's
I know, but I'm just saying. But yeah, exactly. Like the first thing out the gate, anthology, totally out of nowhere, seeing it.
Yeah, it's an anthology, which I think helps the 2-hour 45-minute runtime. And
me.
You can take breaks.
The first story is sorry, I lost my train of thought. The first story is RMF is dying, and in this one we have Jesse Plemons, who's fucking fantastic as always. He plays, I don't know that he's really an employee, but I guess essentially an employee of Willem Dafoe, who is a boss who gets off on control. Basically, he's having him do these weird tasks like hit somebody with your car, just outlandish stuff, from that to what color your suit is. He controls it all. And that's essentially the first story, and it kind of escalates to the point that he refuses something. And well,
to be fair, if William Dafoe told you to do all that shit, you would.
All right. Fair.
I just to rewind though a minute, Yorgos Lanthimos, his films are weird. I love everything he's ever done, so I am a mark.
His films are weird. You can quote him on that.
His films are very weird, and they're not for everybody. I got to point out, if you're unaware, the Greek weird wave. There's a lot of films, and Yorgos, of course, got very famous after The Lobster, but there's movies. A Woman's Way by Panos Kontras is really good. Miss Violence. There's a Boy Eating Birds Food. There's a lot of unusual Greek films out there. Knifer's another one, if I remember correctly. There's a lot of really good, bizarro Greek films out there.
Ben Grimm says the Yorgos I know, just weird to be weird.
Yeah, it's kind of a callback to some of his earlier stuff, and I think if you enjoyed, like Dogtooth, you'll like this. It's not conventional. I watch a lot of movies, and I like a change of pace from just the formulaic Hollywood stuff. Some people don't. And this is, again, not going to be for everybody. It has all the hallmarks. Goddamn, Emma Stone. I think she'd do porno for Yorgos at this point. Because after the last film, I was like thinking like, oh no, but yeah, she's like having swinger orgies and some other unpleasant stuff that I won't give away. She is not afraid to go for it, and kudos, you deserve the Oscar. So yeah, that's kind of like the first story, and it just kind of escalates. The main actors in here, there's a big cast, but Jesse Plemons. huge cast of different
Oh,
actors.
they said big cast, like Big Bill. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, that would
Now, if
that would be
Encho just
cool.
popped out for nowhere, that would be the weirdness of all weirdness.
Yes, go kick him in the face or something. But yeah, no, the first story, it just kind of escalates. It's a lot of fun. The second story is, I guess you could call it horror sci-fi adjacent, but it doesn't really fully go into that too hard. And that's where Jesse Plemons is just, his wife returns from this supposed drowning, and he just is convinced she's not the same person. And that one, you get a little bit more of the gore in that. This is not a horror movie. I'm not trying to sell it that way. So if you're going in for that, you'll be disappointed. But the basic meaning of these stories, and I know a lot of people are going to say there's no point, there's no meaning, but the meaning of these stories is about free will and just kind of how we give up control to other people, in the third story for sense of belonging, because that's tackling a sex cult sort of thing. There's still a lot of dark humor in here. Maybe I'm just a sick bastard, but I laughed my ass off at the ending. I think you'll like it, Pugs. I could be wrong. I can't remember how you feel about his past movies.
I like most of his stuff.
Yeah, I keep seeing the 245 runtime. I didn't really feel it, and it was the anthology format that helped.
I still have anthology fatigue, dude. I don't know if I can do that.
But it's not a horror anthology, so I think it didn't give me that same, because it is just, like 3 stories. I don't know. Being a, non-horror anthology, that I get the fatigue. I don't know. Maybe it won't bother you.
Yeah, I don't think it will. And they're all very different. And there's that awkward Yorgos humor in there. You like Margaret Qualley or Emma Stone, they pretty much they're getting fucked in this one in a lot of different ways. Willem Dafoe is at his weird best. He does play the cult leader in the third story, which is where they're essentially trying to find this mythical messiah sort of character. Hunter Schafer is not actually in it as much as I thought.
You see a bit more of her.
Yes. Pretty much everybody's naked in this. Pretty much. You don't see
Dan was in the theater, I heard.
Yeah, with the 3 other people. But I like his vibe, and you're gonna know pretty quick. I mean, I feel like if you've seen any two and you hated them, you're probably gonna hate everything. You can tell it's a Yorgos movie by the way they talk. Yes. But I will fight some of the people saying that it's all random and there's no point. There is, again, giving up your free will to other people.
No, I agree with that. I think the favorite is probably the only one that kind of is the crossover one. It's more normal than the rest of his stuff, I think. If you look at the filmography.
Yeah.
So if you like that one, give it a shot. But if you don't like the other stuff, I don't know. If you just like the favorite, I don't know how this one's gonna hit, because this is definitely the weird.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. I was really excited for Dan to see it, because he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to, because I know just like the whole weirdness of it, I knew he was going to love it too. So I'm glad you got to see it.
Yeah. Daily Ghost asks, is Poor Things his most
Daily Ghost accessible? I think so, but it's still weird. People who it's still weird. Where the favorite is more, it's less weird than his other works. I think.
You mean easier to find?
Yeah, I don't mean accessible. I think Poor Things is the most known in film. Obviously.
I've had a
maybe.
I've had a couple people
Poor Things. No,
I've had a couple people ask me how to pitch Poor Things, and I would say Poor Things is like a horny Tim Burton. It's kind of how I pitch Poor Things to people.
A little deeper, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Like again,
his wife was not the lead in it, and there was no Johnny Depp. So
no Johnny Depp.
That's why he passed. Like, I'm not doing it then.
But no, I liked it, and I think, like I said, anthology. I'm not going to say some people may not be looking at their watch because 2 hours 45 minutes is a long time. But I wasn't looking at my watch. I really wasn't. Versus a James Bond film or any modern superhero thing, it worked for me. I loved it. I wouldn't rank it at the tippy top of his films, though. I will say it's toward not at the bottom. I'd have to sit and think about how I would rate it. I've been a fan for a long time.
It's an interesting follow-up to Poor Things, though. Because he didn't go the other route like most directors do when they get that success and kind of pivot the other way. He doesn't want to
get sold out.
He said, "Fuck that! Yeah, I'm going back the other way."
You guys like this shit? Check out what I really want to do.
All right. Well, maybe he'll do a safe picture and a weird picture, like some guy.
Hey, job security, go for it.
Yeah. So
I don't know that he's gonna do that Marvel movie. I
didn't say a Marvel movie. I just said
was he offered one?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying Marvel, some big action.
Are they even going after directors like that anymore?
No, they don't really care. They have it's Kevin Feige.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I don't. They're at the point it doesn't matter. Like no one's gonna buy a ticket because Yorgos is doing fucking Captain Marvel 3. Yeah. You know what I mean? It does. I don't think they do that really like they used to.
Well,
the brand's bigger than the names.
Yeah,
so doesn't matter.
You know, you're going to see Florence Pugh's Bieber if he does. So there's that.
Fucking give her do it now.
Yeah, I still don't think Disney's going to let that.
She grows her hair out a little bit more. Okay.
Which hair, Kruger? You turned it on us?
No, not that hair. Not that.
We were talking about it,
dude. Nah, Florence Pugh, since she got that fucking haircut, has been very unattractive to me.
No Pugh.
I love it.
He likes long hair. I don't care though. I love her as is. Bald. She can shave every hair. I don't care.
The penis.
Come at me looking surprised. I don't know my fucking eyebrows.
Just look like a female powder just coming at you. Bieber first.
I don't know. That comes with that comes with
it comes with some other things, Dan. No. I don't know why you went to powder.
Dan always goes with goddamn powder.
Powder, not the director. Powder himself.
Well, I said you can call me Selva. So whatever. If she looks like a little boy, I'm Selva.
Oh, and if you're a Willem Dafoe fan and you just like seeing Willem Dafoe being a weird fuck, there's plenty of that here.
You guys see do you get to see any of his dick?
That here.
You wanted the answer? Is that a spoiler?
Yeah.
No, there's Dafoe dick.
Defoe dick? All right.
Defoe dick.
See Defoe.
New shirt coming
on the bed.
Defoe, yes, it's gotta be it's gotta be Defoe dick and the scene in Antichrist where he's like his balls are smacking on her ass and the shit.
In fairness, that was a porn double, but
he was like,
"Well, Dan, because Defoe was fucking ruin it." All right?
No, because Defoe was too big. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Stunt cock.
Yeah, he hit that.
Can you imagine like Orgasmo
with the title belt, but his cock out?
It's Orgasmo. Willem
Thriller
tags out. He tags out, and some black guy just comes in.
You don't see a problem with this? No.
It's exactly how it looks.
That's what I am, Defoe. Oh.
Defoe.
All
right. Again, bear in mind, I'm just a really weird guy, but I'm 4 stars on this as well.
All right. I'm exactly with you. I did enjoy it, but I like Poor Things was a 5. I mean, it's hard to top that one.
Yeah,
different movies, but yeah.
See, I'd give like Lobster, I think, a 5 too. I really loved Lobster. Yeah. Killing of a Sacred Deer.
That was good.
My favorite's Dogtooth.
But is which one?
Dogtooth.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Alps is underrated. I never hear anybody talk about Alps for some reason.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, neither have I.
It's on. I think I don't know if it was Kino, but it's out there on Blu-ray. Yeah. All right. So moving on to our next film of the evening. Let's get sad with The Devil's Bath.
Sad. Best opening ever.
Yeah, right.
Which is from co-directors Severin Fiala and Veronica Franz. If you don't recognize those names, they directed the original Goodnight Mommy and The Lodge. So naturally, I was very excited. But in Devil's Bath, Austria in the 18th century, forests surround villages, and killing a baby gets a woman sentenced to death. Agnes readies for married life with her beloved, but her mind and her heart grow heavy. A gloomy path alone, evil thoughts arising.
Bugs, you want to go first or me?
Up to you, buddy. I don't care.
little bit of background before I tag you in, just before I get into the movie. Believe it or not, this is based on multiple true stories. In 17th and 18th century Europe, people who wanted to self-delete, I guess will be the word we use, would commit a murder. They would commit a murder, usually a child for whatever reason, to be executed. And then they'd confess, so they'd go to heaven. So it was like kind of like what they thought like a life hack, I guess, back then.
I mean, they still think that's a fucking life hack. The fuck you mean?
Well, yeah, but so they could avoid damnation. They'd just go murk somebody and then confess. And there's over 400 documented cases of this on record in Germany alone back then. So just,
Shocker.
this is
heritage, not hate, right, Dan?
fuck you, Todd. So this is
me.
This is accurate. This is, this was an actual thing, which I think makes it even more sad and depressing. Hot tag, because I've got a lot to say.
Bugs, you take the honors.
Go for it.
This movie's a fucking blast from top to bottom, but mostly the top. This movie was playing with house money after a certain point within the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It delivered something like I fucking love, and I'm sure if you're a follower of this whole time, you'll understand or have an inkling to what. But aside from that, setting's great. Gave me witch vibes, which is awesome. Everyone...
Hagazusa as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And I don't know if these people are famous, like in Germany or wherever this movie was made, but like not knowing anybody made this feel like, I don't want to say a documentary, but like it felt more real. Like I'm watching, like I'm watching it happen in real time, which is crazy to say. The setting's great. It's fucking dirty. It's gritty. I love the cold color and how everything like just feels old and dirty. The village, pain in the ass as they are, it's cool to see them all come together and do what they need to do. The movie's fucking awesome. Like I know I said it's a blast from top to bottom, and I really mean that. It's just not in the way you like bombastic and think. It's really, really excellent. This needs a wider audience because it's a good look at a decline. Well, that's a spoiler.
The mental deterioration that's in the story.
Yeah. It's that. It's fucking great. And like there's some undertones. It's not really undertones, but there's some things they don't fully address, but you can tell if you pay attention of what's going on with the husband. That I'm sure contributes to the craziness. Yeah, it's just fucking awesome. Seeing these things go down is fucking cool. I have a slight issue with how they tie the skin up to the corpse or body, whatever they're doing. But that's just me wanting to learn more. It's just fucking awesome. I got zero complaints just beside that one.
I liked it. It definitely gave me major Hagazusa vibes though, and it almost made me just want to kind of go and watch Hagazusa because I fucking love that movie. I think that's my definitive witch movie. Granted, this isn't a witch movie, but similar vibes.
I was gonna say, Supernatural's debatable. But
it's the same in Hagazusa as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it all has to do with like is this person mentally ill or is there a supernatural aspect to the story? Which and this plays with that very, very well. There's some really like disgusting scenes in there too, like rotting corpses, having to put fucking like hair through your fucking neck. That whole thing when she's
flossing,
flossing or the back of her neck. That was really fucking disgusting. The opening scene, Pugs already said. I mean, Dan, it's in the description. Baby killing, fucking awesome shit. You don't miss
fucking water slide, dude. That's all it was.
Yeah, you don't. Well, like literally, I was watching this and I was like, "Oh, they ain't gonna show it." I was like, "Holy fuck!" All right, we're in. My only complaint for the movie is I do feel like it's a little like drawn out at times, and the pacing isn't the best in the middle, but you get a grand finale that's like completely, it leaves you there where you're just looking at the person that you watch this movie with. You're like, what the actual fuck did we just see? So overall, I enjoyed it. I think I would definitely give it a rewatch, and I think there's maybe some room to grow for me. But as a first time watch, I was impressed, and I definitely want to see what else this director's got in store.
I know if they edit Gangster's Party over the ending, Todd's going to give it a 5 automatically.
I think this movie is fucking fantastic.
I figured.
Anja Plash, I'm maybe saying her name wrong, but she plays Agnes. This is a powerhouse performance from her. Because, again, what I liked about this movie, I mean, she gets married. Obviously, life gets really shitty. And this is just grief, mental illness. I mean, a lot of stuff that just made you think, really, it's not like you had a whole lot of options back then. You're kind of stuck in a lot of ways. Very, very sad, very downbeat, but fascinating. One of the shots, not the very end, but near the end, I think one of the more affecting scenes in horror that I've seen. It's not a boo, scary kind of thing, but just a beautiful scene. I'll just say that it involves singing. For those of you who've seen it, know what I'm talking about. And I was like, holy shit, this is a new favorite of mine. I really, it kicked my ass from beginning to end. I love folk horror. I wasn't too sure. I was expecting something a little bit more blatantly supernatural with the title, but really this is just a descent into madness, and it is just done masterfully.
I hope they put that drawing on a shirt, knowing that they nailed to the tree.
That shit was hard.
I'd buy the fuck out of that. Yeah.
I think that being that this is at least partially based on truth is amazing. In fact, they even at the end, I think, used some of the actual names, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't know how much they could have known at this particular point, but I know the filmmaker
starting to deny it already.
The filmmaker said it was based on official record. So, yeah, and I, all of these characters surrounding her, there's no like evil mustache twirling villain. There isn't really. They're kind of accurate for the time, and the mother-in-law is kind of shitty, but they don't go too over the top with that. Like,
wants good for her kid.
Yeah, this is just like a woman that is just so fucking miserable, and it's just Zombie. I wouldn't necessarily watch it if I were you, to be honest, because it is heavy and based on some real shit. So yeah, you may want to skip it. But holy shit, dude. And nobody went over the top. This is what horror fucking is. And if you need it to be commercial and, just feel good fluff, which I like too, don't get me wrong.
You're doing so good, Dan.
But if you really want like a pure fucking horror movie, man, I love this shit. But no,
he's making me want to watch it less.
Be prepared to be in a bad mood after you watch it.
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
I was perfectly fine.
I thought it might be depressing. Like I said, anybody that was going through some shit, like
you picked the wrong one to tell Cougar to miss.
Yeah, that's what you told me. He because
should have told him not to watch Quiet Place.
Yeah, disclaimer. I've been going through some rough times lately, and fucking Dan, I guess, told Todd to have me not watch this
I
movie.
was trying to help you.
Yeah, but like in the first 5 seconds where a baby's killed, I would have been happy. So like, what the fuck, man? You're trying to cock block me.
1 hour and 14 seconds. I thought
you can't say Suey Louie the baby. Boo.
I thought I was like, this might be
abortion, or is that bad too?
What did I say that was wrong? What the fuck?
We can't really address the
you can't see that word either
of the baby. We got shit for using the real Suey Wooey, I guess. Right?
Well, Dan let it fly on one show.
All right, back to the movie.
This later.
See it. It's one of the. It's gonna be way up there on my favorite list at the end of the year. I'd say this one was perfect. 5 stars.
The jury's in. Ignore the devil's path. The Daily Ghost.
It may not be for you. But 5 stars. I'd give it 6 if we did that.
Okay, not watching.
I am also a 5 out of 5. I think it's
3.5.
Okay.
All right, there we go. All right, so probably top 2 or 3 most anticipated movie of the year next up with Maxxxine, and let's grab a synopsis here. All right, so Maxxxine from writer-director Ty West, the third in the trilogy. In 1980s Hollywood, adult film star and aspiring actress Maxxxine Minx finally gets her big break. But as mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Hollywood, a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. All right, so all right, I'll go first, I guess. As you might gather, this is more of a crime. Well, it's still a slasher, but it's still a little bit more of a. It's a little. No, I wouldn't.
There is a full-blown Giallo scene in here.
I would. There's an homage to a lot of stuff, but I would consider, crime thriller, whatever you want to call it,
which is a fucking Giallo. Literally, what it is.
How is it not a Giallo?
Let me finish. Not an Italian Giallo. But anyways, okay. Ty West, he does a really good job of capturing that late 70s horror in X. I think Pearl is the masterpiece of the trilogy. I think that's by far the best thing he's done. I was really entertained by Maxxxine, but I knew walking out, I'm like, okay, this is third for me. I appreciated some of the references to Chinatown, Psycho, Gun for Jennifer, which is really like kind of obscure. And I think the highlight of this is probably Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon, his portion is really fun. It's not very well written. There's some shit in here that I was a little bit surprised. It felt like this was the one that he rushed, which you would think that would be Pearl, because it's like, oh, let's just knock out another
first, or had the idea for first.
I don't know.
Dan's mad it wasn't on the porn world. I'm sure he was disappointed.
I'm a little upset that it didn't play place during the porn years for sure.
It has more skin than any of the other movies. It's very sleazy, very entertaining. But
more than X, no,
not more than X.
100%. Go back and watch it.
Absolutely,
I literally watched it right before. We both saw it at the theater.
Right. Watching this one, I knew immediately. I'm like, okay, this is the weakest of the 3. And to be honest, why is Kevin Bacon the guy that's like chasing her around when the killer has access to a lot of other people? No, the killer's got access to a lot of other people without giving that away, which is obvious. But why is this old fucking man like doing all the grunt work?
Can I?
You want it? You want to do it or me?
Well, I just want to interject in here and be like, because there's characters like that in fucking how many goddamn Giallo movies, which is what this is playing homage to. Like, there's always with Kevin Bacon's character, there's always some random motherfucker just like thrown in there that's like a little shady like asshole chasing after somebody. Like,
yeah, but the killer has other means.
Okay, yes, I get that part, but
he's got a skill. Yeah,
he needed the private detective to find his daughter. You think his little goofs know how
to found her?
He's
the one who found her.
Yeah, I understand, but she's not hard to get.
Yeah, and he's a sleazy motherfucker who, yes, pay me and I'll go do that shit. Why would he have his followers do it? I'm not
arguing who he is. I don't think you understand words right now.
I'm
talking about the killer. The killer could have easily have. Okay, I don't want to spoil it, but I don't.
I'm saying no. Kevin Bacon's involvement makes sense because he paid him to find her.
Sure, yeah,
and him still being there in the mix of it makes sense.
Why is he doing? He's found her. They could have gotten her much early. I think this one thing that it also does, Mia Goth. I don't think it was her best work compared to the other two. Not that she's not a fantastic actress. I felt like she had less to do. She was amazing in Pearl. She was great in 2 roles in X. This one just sort of felt like a fun romp, and I was expecting more. But it was entertaining. It's nothing spectacular or special compared to Pearl, in my opinion. And I thought I'd rank it above X, and I really think I prefer X, but that's where I'm at on this one.
X is my favorite of the franchise, so I'll put that up front. With this, I don't know if I liked it better than Pearl, but I still liked it a lot. Like, especially considering that you guys helped me kind of get my Giallo palette to par. I saw what they were going for with the theme of the stuff, with the characters, a bunch of fucking I've seen Ben Grimm. People walked out of the theater on the alley scene. A couple people in my theater did as well, which also was my favorite scene of the whole fucking movie. Nice but gimmick. Anyways, the movie delivered pretty much what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a little bit more bloody and gory, though. The kills aren't as good as X, in my opinion. Pearl really isn't like for the kills, but even like with the gore and some of the like gross stuff in Pearl, this never really got to that point. But at the same time, I knew this was going to be more of a giallo than anything, and it delivered with the gore moments in the right places. I like the cheesy characters. I like the cop characters, especially. Like, those are straight out of a fucking Italian movie from the 70s or 80s. Like, and I thought they were perfect. Kevin Bacon, definitely probably the biggest highlight for me, but I love Mia Goth's character in this because at this point, this bitch is just like not fucking taking any shit anymore. And I love to see her transformation from, the porn star married to the porn director, porn producer, to this girl that's really going after the world by its balls, trying to become a real star because she's been through some bullshit and nobody's fucking going to get in her way. And there's a certain scene involving a fucking handful of keys that like popped me so goddamn hard because I punched somebody like that before. So anyways, I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't think I was expecting it to be like, this masterpiece or anything like that. I was figured this was going to be the cheesiest of the bunch, and it is. But I can see why that can rub some people the wrong way. But I think if you are a fan of giallo movies and you know what they're going for, there's a lot of fun to be had. And as a trilogy, Ty West knocked the shit out of the park. Like, honestly, maybe this is the least like best of the 3, but they all have been some of my favorite movies.
They're all completely different.
Yeah, and
which I like. I do.
Yeah,
like that.
I love the fact that they're all different and like just way different tones, and also just showing like kind of different eras of slasher, like the slasher type films.
Daily Ghost gets it. Read that one, Pucks.
The Daily Ghost. I just don't understand why people expect high art with their horror these days. The core of what got me into the genre was the camp side of it all.
Yep, blood and guts and cheesy bullshit. That's what
Tits
made
and
me
ass,
like
all that. Blood and
I'm a
tits.
glutton. I want all of it. And Ty West is giving us all of it. Well, for me, Pearl is still my favorite of the three, but I think this is my second favorite. This felt like when they were trying to make Grindhouse a thing, like, you know, the Planet Terror and Death.
Death Proof.
Death Proof.
Thank you. I was gonna say Death Wish. I'm like, that's not Death Proof. This feels like it could fit into that. So that's what the people I would recommend it to, because like it's serious in some parts, but then it's really fun in others. It's gory. It's heavy on the nudity. Although I still think X has more.
Well, I mean, if you're counting like the male nudity, maybe, but no, go back.
Dan. I'll give you this. There's more of a variety in Maxxxine, but the quantity is higher in X. So if you're going by different nudity, then Maxxxine, I'll give you that. But
all right, maybe fair enough.
I do have to give a demerit though, because I did expect this movie to be during her porn career. The fact that she's transitioning, I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. Now I want an in-between movie. But what we got was cool. The ending I did not see coming. Well, I mean, I did. I didn't think they were gonna go that way. I don't know if what I'm saying is right. There's a natural ending.
It was all set up. Yeah.
There's a natural ending that it could have took, but they went like a little extra with it. It was like, okay, you're trying to make it as different as you can, but that was a lot, but I dug it. The Kevin Bacon's awesome, and just him and at the dump is fucking rad. We need more of that. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Who's the baddest motherfucker in a suit? That guy. V, Breaking Bad, and now the Maxxxine world. That guy is the best. I love him. I want to put him over because he's like another Morgan Freeman. Anytime he's on screen, we're fine.
Did you guys think that it should have just ended? Well, there's an obvious ending. I don't think it needed to go on after the killer portion's resolved. I kind of thought like, okay, that's where you end.
You didn't need it, but it didn't hurt it either. There's some movies that they go on too long where it hurts it. This was fine. Ben Grimm. I was rooting for Ty to kill it in the final of his trilogy, and it was just above meh. Honestly, I liked it more than meh. The Daily Ghost, boobs, death, bad dialogue, drugs. Let's go. A plus.
I'd like to hear the reason why Dan doesn't think it's a giallo. It has all the harm marks. The only thing it doesn't is
it even gets like full blown.
It's got a little bit of everything. Italian giallo. I would say it's a little more of an American crime thriller.
But the core of it's there, from the black gloves to that.
But it's not a giallo.
To the ending that I don't want to say what is there.
How do you not
what he's saying?
It's not the first thing I would call this. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not the first thing I would call this. It's a fun nostalgia movie. I agree. It doesn't hit it out of the park. There is somebody had posted a question. I'm sorry I missed it, but about adult film stars going mainstream. Yeah, Ginger Lynn Allen, Tracy Lords.
There is a limit to your mainstream, though. Like,
I think
there's really no crossover.
Acting. I mean,
but you know what I'm saying, Dan.
She was in studio films. You got to put her over. She made a full career after the adult movies. So, but Marilyn Chambers is referenced in this, and which is kind of like if they did a fourth one, I feel like that's how it would go. It's like, yeah, you got this, but it's not going to last.
Ben Grimm says, doesn't it feel inspired by De Palma? Yeah, but I mean, that's all the same like inspirations, pulling from Hitchcock and all that stuff too. So it's all kind of like the same thing. I mean, the black gloves, I mean, that's obviously a nod, but like the detectives, there's so much.
There is one kill that is just Jello.
Yeah.
There's one, and there is no denying that part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious to watch more of people's reviews now, because I do feel like it's gonna be at the end of the pack for most.
Well, I'm gonna build on I can't remember who put it over last, but either way, with all the other stuff. Okay. Not not the best of the series, but I love it. Giallo, LA. It's 100% an LA picture.
Yeah.
It's a fucking movie about making movies.
Oh shit! I didn't really. Yeah.
It's like in that era of LA. It's the Night Stalker era. Like there is one complaint I will have with that Night Stalker era. Yes, it was like a side story to make everything work.
It's like Wolf Hour, where it's the specter of Berkowitz. It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like that
more.
time frame. I remember being a child and being afraid of the Night Stalker. That was my first serial killer as a youth. Was
it you or you pugs that knew somebody that the Night Stalker like got in the house, right? Or something?
Yep. Yeah. Gigi's mom, her sister, she was in the crib, and Richard Ramirez ran through the house. The dad came and he just jumped through the window. So.
Oh shit! Wow.
But, yeah, I mean,
close fucking call.
But like all those elements, I mean, there is no way that I'm not gonna like love this picture. Like out of everything I just mentioned, I mean, there's like, and was Daily Ghost brought up the Police Academy 2 billboard? That was a big fucking pop for me.
I didn't see that. I would have lost my shit.
Now there is one thing I noticed, and I got it. No, I'll get to the news thing second. Okay, did anyone else notice? Like, I think they just fucked up. Someone on the Maxxxine playlist that they made with all the songs from the movie had Body Talk from Toxic Avenger on that list. And I was like, my ears would have perked up for Body Talk. So I got to watch it again just to hear if that pops in there somewhere. Anyone else hear that?
I didn't notice.
I mean, I would have, yeah.
There's a few points where it could be like in the background and not.
That's why, like, I feel like I need to watch it.
I want to say I did hear it actually.
See, now it feels like I did, and it just didn't register. But I'm not confirming that it's there or it's not.
There was an exercise video, wasn't there?
Oh, fuck, was that? How would my brain have not noticed that? I don't think
excited about everything else.
Yeah. It could if was I looking at videotape?
You know where it might have been was where she was like walking through at the beginning for that audition. I think I could see maybe there, but
I fucking love her friend, the black dude.
Oh yeah, he's pretty dope.
Yeah.
With the Judas Priest and the fucking old battle vest. I'm like, said it, dude.
Yeah. I enjoyed the nostalgia aspects, but it's a huge drop off from Pearl. Like for the franchise,
that's
it
a
really
different thing.
is.
But like you're saying, they're all different.
It's so different tonally that like I wasn't gonna expect it to like. I feel like Pearl is trying to be like an art house horror film, and like X is trying to be like a classic slasher film, and this is trying to be a homage to Giallo. So like I think you weren't going to get the masterpiece that a lot of people think Pearl is. I mean, not that I don't think it's a masterpiece. I like it a lot, but
it's beautiful. The Daily Ghost, like Pearl, is so good that I almost allow for some level of downgrade with Maxxxine in the context of the full trilogy. Like with Maxxxine, it was almost like time to have fun. Yeah.
And like I said, like all the elements are there. Not the best movie, but as of right now, it's probably my favorite. I can't wait to go see it again. I've seen them all. Well, shit, I saw the first 3 times now at the theaters, but like on their initial run, I saw them all twice, and this is definitely one I'm going to go back.
You know what?
The kid's gone and watch the shit out of it.
Yeah, I want a marathon in chronological order.
One thing that disappointed me, I think we could have gotten a little more out of Bates Motel. I kind of was expecting a little more.
I mean, I'm always going to want more backlot stuff, but like even the chase. Well, I'm not going to say the chase was even the chase in the backlot. See, that was just that Hollywood. See everything.
The geography didn't bother you. That's not worth the. If she would have turned down that corner.
No, that yeah.
Because that guy, I was like, that's not where that goes. Keep running.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is going to be my age. Where I live, it's only going to be a specific thing to me. They use or me, people my age in the same area. In the opening, they used all the news footage and everything to set up with a time frame. But then when we're watching the actual movie, because I know what the news report should have looked like, they didn't use the stock footage. They used new filmed footage, and everything that was said in all those, they could have just used real news footage from the period.
Oh.
And it would have felt like, because every time we went to the news footage, wherever it was, I was like, it pulled me out of it for a second because I know that wasn't like KTL. It wasn't the right. Yeah. See, that's a little thing for someone my age in this area, because I know what those Night Stalker newscasts look like, because they terrified the shit out of me.
Oh, one other one. Actually, no, I can't talk about that. Never mind. Almost fucking put out a spoiler. But yeah, man. Like, I honestly like it. Once I first watched the movie, I was expecting a little bit more, but now that I've sat on it and like I'm just thinking back to the way the scenes play out, I mean, I think it's a good homage to what it was planning on doing.
Could I have done somewhere different? Probably, but what we got was.
But like in my opinion, this is like a homage to old Giallos, and like Pearl for me like really feels like a almost like Hitchcockian mixed with deranged almost at times. You know what I mean? There's certain scenes in there that are like almost straight out of deranged, and then like X is Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Eaten Alive, basically mixed together with some porno.
I think X and Pearl were more successful in those pursuits. This is, again, it's a fun nostalgia movie. My rating's going to reflect it.
But you also remember most Giallos are a mess.
So it actually that's the truth.
That makes it feel even more authentic.
I think that's why I wasn't mad that like there's cheesy shootout scenes randomly in the film out of nowhere.
That whole finale with the landmark, I'll just say, like all that like felt like something you do. Like even like just a group of people and the way it goes down and the way it's just all so like I could have, if this would have been shot on, well, I think it was actually shot on films. It is playing. If it would have been shot on like old short ends and like looked a little shitty, it would have felt like something of the period. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I still rather go back and watch Miss 45 or some of the other movies.
Fair. Like, that's a fucking classic. This might be a classic eventually.
I was not expecting this to be my least favorite of tonight. That did surprise me.
Shocker! It's already getting my defense because I'm already attaching to it. It's begun, so here we go.
Attached to it. Well, I know what you're giving it, Tad.
Oh yeah, so. I mean, I the things I've already laid out automatically, I'm going to give it a 5. Fuck, the Police Academy 2 billboard alone. I could have been a dick and tuck a little off for that goddamn newscaster, but the soundtrack was fucking awesome too.
Yeah, good soundtrack. Yeah.
If Body Talk's included, it's the soundtrack of all time. But we'll see.
You gonna get the vinyl?
Well, it's not on it. Like, even if it was, it wouldn't be on there. It's one of those.
If it ends up being on there, would you consider getting it?
Oh, then of course I would.
There we go, Dan. And I'm gonna rate this. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed myself.
I am a 4 out of 5.
Dan, go for it.
I already said 5.
I gave it a 5.
Oh, sorry. All right, I thought you didn't say it. I didn't think you said it.
You said it twice.
I am.
Normally he goes last, so you're a 3.
I am a 3. Yeah, I'm a 3.
Like I see your complaints, but I also get it. Now we did talk about it, and we already kind of did it. We're gonna like real quick. We'll just rank where we're at on the trilogy.
Okay,
so I can go.
Go first.
For me, it's Pearl at the top, Maxxxine, and then X. But they're all fun watch.
Yeah, it's close. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Your ranking is what I thought mine would be.
For me, X, like at first, I just thought it was all right. But then after rewatches, I realized like that movie's characters and everything about it, I just love. Great kills. It has everything I want out of a slasher film, and a weird slasher film at that. So that's my top is X. Then, I mean, I only watched Pearl one time, so I feel like I'm due a rewatch of both Pearl and Maxxxine, but I'm just going to go with Pearl and then Maxxxine. But Pearl and Maxxxine are pretty neck and neck with each other, especially because Pearl isn't as gory as Maxxxine is in certain aspects.
Okay. Well, mine I kind of already gave away, but Pearl number 1, X number 2, and this in 3rd place.
Daily Ghost is the same. I figure that's going to probably be the popular order. I am not the best picture. Maxxxine, Pearl, because Pearl is the masterpiece, and there's nothing like I don't think there's a thing wrong in one frame of the film. and then X. And again, that's
See, as a
close.
Tobe Hooper lover, I feel like you are wrong, but okay.
X is a lot
in
of
my
fun.
order, or there's nothing wrong in the frames of Pearl.
No, I see. I feel like you are wrong with X being last.
But yeah, that's a close thing. It's like such a like those two like. And rewatching them, like I still love X, but like
dude,
Pearl
when
is
I watched
next
X
level.
in theater the last couple a couple weeks ago, I was like, God damn, do I love that fucking movie? Like, God damn, is that a fucking good slasher movie? I loved every single fucking character in it. Like, there isn't a throwaway character that I don't like at least find endearing. And that on top of the kills, granted, I still think
it's got
Kid
your
Cudi-
homeboy in there though too.
Well, no, granted, I still say Kid Cudi got taken out like was a throwaway kill. They should have got killed way cooler. But outside of that, that movie's pretty immaculate when it comes to being a slasher film and the newest generation. Steve said X, Pearl, and then Maxxine. So yeah,
Also Punisher Bex, man.
Yeah, so we all have the same ranking.
You know what's really sad? If Pearl were born a little bit later, she could have been a part of the MILF porn scene. Like she would have had a good run, got a boob job, Howard, taking care of her.
I still want the Pearl and Howard movie though. Like that's what I really, really want. Is like them doing some of the
porn years.
I don't want the fuck, dude. Fuck the porn years. I want
exactly.
I want the sex torture, weird fucking old people.
I want that too. We need 2 more movies at least.
I'll be honest, the most intriguing thing I think they could do is have Maxxine doing the MILF scene. It's like everything.
Oh, Hollywood didn't work out. She got to go back.
Yeah, right.
She's got to return and do the MILF.
You think a 4th is coming? I mean, I can see him able to do something in between Pearl and X because there's years. What like?
But here's the thing.
Cabin Fever hand it off.
What if he waits 10 years to do it and she ages up and then they can do that?
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to rush to come back to this property. He can let this because as she ages, it works. Like it works for the in-between picture. If they do want to do something post Maxxine, it works. The only thing it doesn't work for is if they want to visit the porn years and they'd have to do that now.
Yeah, I want to see the story between Pearl and Howard and how they're fucking like rabbits, and one day Howard gets a heart attack, and then they start killing people for Pearl to fuck. Like, I need to see that movie.
I think we got a whole trilogy in 4 years, 5 years. I think they got to let it rest.
Not even 4 years, brother. Like,
right?
No less.
It's shorter.
Dude, X came out in 2022.
That was shot during the whatever we're allowed to call it.
Lockdown.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, X came out in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Older.
2022, and
then Pearl came out like 4 months after.
Yeah, I remember that.
What fucking other theatrical are we talking about, Dan? I don't give a fuck when they came out in Canada.
I just thought it was a little bit longer.
No, motherfucker. Came out in March, and then Pearl.
Because we got the trailer right at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember they shot Pearl right after.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We got so many. You got to let it rest a little bit. And I'm not opposed to a sequel.
I wonder what. Well, you know what? I think because it's been accepted by the horror audience, and I like it so much. It just feels like it's always been here for me. Like X. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's I think I feel. It feels older to me.
Yeah, it's just a couple of years ago, which is surprising.
Yeah, didn't they film both in lockdown? If my memory serves, the first
he was still editing the second one.
Well, they're also like when you think about those first 2 movies, very limited cast as well. Like there's not a lot of cast, so it makes sense.
And most of this was shot in New Zealand. We didn't talk about that. Not all of it, but most of it was still shot in New Zealand. So kudos for making that look like 85 LA.
Daily Ghost said he'd be open to a Wayne spoof. I would be too. That'd be hilarious.
They are doing a new scary movie. I don't know if the Waynes are involved, but I know they are rebooting it. So they
gotta have Art the Clown in that, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't see how they're going.
If it's not R-rated and it's not the Waynes brothers, I could give a fuck, to be honest.
I mean, the first one wasn't R-rated.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It was?
First
Oh,
two.
Kruger.
They didn't lose the R rating till they lost the Wayans brothers. When they got the Zuckers
For
3,
some reason, I
that's when
thought
they
the
dropped.
first one was PG-13.
No.
There's a dick tickling a guy's face in a in a bathroom.
Hey,
It's
man, there was a
hard.
different time, all right?
Yeah, glory hole blowjobs are still getting you an R rating. Yeah, scary.
The Jada Pinkett scene should have gave it a PG-13 because children would be able to watch that.
Go back and watch it. The first two.
I just watched the
two are
first scary
amazing.
movie not that long ago, but fuck, I thought it was PG-13.
Were you having a few?
Maybe.
Okay.
Been having
might
a
have
lot lately.
Yeah.
PG-13.
Yeah, no, the first two. Yeah, the first two are definitely our projectile ejaculation. That's you're not getting.
Yeah, Orc says the first two are hard R and masterpiece. I will give
Fuck
that.
yeah.
I will say it right now. I think 2 is the masterpiece of them.
Way over 1 for me, and I
Yeah.
fucking love 1.
Is 3
Strong ass.
rated PG-13 then?
Yes.
Yeah.
3
Okay.
are.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm thinking that.
That's like I think 3 was the last one I saw. I haven't gone. past.
I still like 3 a lot.
Mm.
When they're
But
sticking
you were a big
dicks
science
in
guy,
his
too.
mouth,
Yeah.
with dick fingers.
Yeah, so there we are. I mean,
Yeah.
Good night. Good night.
I mean,
Lot of
this
good
was
movies.
this is good, but like, dude, fucking, we have the ultimate of ultimate like films coming up. We got fucking Nicolas Cage, we got Alien, and Art the fucking Clown in like the next 3 fucking months.
Seeing Longlegs tomorrow.
I'm gonna go
I have to wait till
tomorrow
Friday.
too.
me too.
I'm gonna
I
go
might have to wait till
tomorrow.
Monday.
I don't know what time yet, but I'm so fucking excited. I'm almost tempted to take mushrooms like right before I go into the movie. I may do that. I don't know.
Are you
But,
driving?
mushroom soup is
Yeah.
delicious.
If you're driving, don't. If you're not, go for it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll take an Uber.
There you go.
Oh, Ghost also mentions Cuckoo. We still have a lot coming out.
That
this
Cuckoo.
year.
And Nosferatu at the end of the year as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Christmas. I might see that Christmas night. To be honest, that's
Is it on Christmas Day? That's when it's coming out.
December 25th. Unless they moved it, that's the last thing I heard.
That's awesome.
I'm into that. I'm so excited for Alien too. My theater has gigantic Alien posters and the big fucking
The
blow up of
billboard.
the face hugger. Oh my fucking god, dude! I'm like,
I'll
God.
be probably entertained by Alien Romulus no matter what. But
I don't know a fucking thing about it. Please don't tell me.
yeah.
I mean, there's
I don't
there's
want to know
nothing.
anything.
There's nothing you need to know. It's just
Okay.
an Alien movie. Like
I think-
honestly, the trailer doesn't give anything like really away. It's just Alien.
no, there's
It
nothing.
feels like the
Rather not
first.
risk it.
Yeah.
It feels like the first.
No,
two
I don't
from-
blame. I don't blame you, Pugs.
I'm
Because some of the
less
shit
excited
I've seen in the
based on
trailer, well, fuck you then. All right, I'm very excited. I think this is going to be the best Alien movie since Aliens. I'm going to go out on a limb and say
Wow.
that.
I'm in. And fuck yeah,
I
Steve
have-
Twisters. I am fucking stoked for that.
Yeah.
That's the movie I'm looking forward to the most, probably. I fucking love the first one.
You know, I don't know. I saw Despicable Me 4 before I saw Max.
Did you?
Had to be
was
a
it?
good parent.
No, I get it.
Look, but Maxine's right there.
You're growing up today, boy. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, real. So before I forget, fucking in Maxxine, I had a full family walk in and sit down, and like they started getting into the argument with this other person because of the seats getting mixed up. Whatever, they fucking just move over, and then the first couple of seconds of Maxxine start playing, and they realize they're in the wrong theater. And literally, if they would have waited another 10 seconds, they would have saw a cock get obliterated. A bunch of 6-year-olds would have saw this shit.
Damn.
Dude, I fucking wish to God they would have stayed because I would have fucking lived for that reaction. Because I've had a similar. I was in a theater when I watched Green Inferno, and this dumbass brought his two like fucking like maybe 8-year-old kids, a girl and a boy, and they flipped the fuck out the whole fucking. And they didn't leave though. That motherfucker didn't have them leave or anything. He just fucking put them through that hell. I would have fucking lived to see what that family would have did if they would have fucking stayed in that theater.
Well, then now I got to tell my A24 theater one. When I went and saw Zola, there was a family two little girls with them, like parents and the two girls, and they're watching the movie. You know, there's titties abound in Zola.
Yeah.
And like at one point, I can't remember if it was when they were banging or something, but at the top of her, normally I'd be upset at child screaming in the movie theater, but I allowed it. She was just like, this is a porn, or was it, this is a dirty movie? And they were trying to make her quiet. She's like, no, this is a dirty movie.
That's right. You respect her. No, Todd will teach you that it doesn't matter.
Parents are stupid. Like, did you?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Even...
They knew what it was. Like, there was no doubt that like they didn't accidentally wander into Zola. So like, no, it'll be okay. They finally left. But yeah, that I was okay with that because it was very, very entertaining, and I was enjoying the movie.
Zola's awesome.
Yeah. All right, Kruger. I think there might be a little bit of promoting.
Yeah. I actually have two things.
I only have graphics for one.
Yeah, I don't have the other graphic fucking on hand. But if you're in the Arizona Sierra Vista area for Thunder Mountain Wrestling, I will be in the number one contendership championship Rumble coming July 20th. So check my social medias. I'll be posting about it pretty fairly soon. And also August 4th, the final chapter, Kruger versus Horror 4. Place your bets. This will be the final chapter between me and JD Horror's feud that has stemmed almost 10 years.
Multiple promotions.
Multiple promotions. We've spread blood a lot together, and this will be the final time. And I'm coming to take that motherfucker's head back with me to fucking hell. So make sure you get your tickets. This is honestly probably the biggest match of my career. This is going to be the main event of Crimson Crown Wrestling Scars and Stripes show. This is going over the heavyweight championship match, which is how much of a big deal it is for me and for JD and the company. So I really would appreciate it if anybody that can make it out to LA, get your tickets. And also just stay tuned for IWTV, and it will be up there eventually. And I'm planning on having the match of my career. So, there's a good chance that somebody may die of blood loss in this match with the amount of fucking pain and brutality that's going to be brought in. So, if you want to see a dead body, you may see one August 4th.
That is the best fucking line. You want to see a dead body? August 4th.
And you're lucky you got to see it live. 1 hour, 37 minutes.
That's all right, because it's going to make it awkward when I promote the next thing if I don't cut.
It's a movie quote. Usually this is where I cut a little promo for Kruger, but it's JD Horror, so I'm going to be respectful. Kruger, I'm going to let you handle your business.
Well, also, if you're not in the Arizona area and you're in lovely Southern California, we were going to have a memorial show for Denise Flores of the wrestling community in SoCal. But not only that, there's going to be a multi-promotional battle royal. And I guess I'm breaking this one here. We're going to have UEW versus 3PWA heavyweight champion versus heavyweight champion. Sean Black versus American Punk 720-24. So if you're in the area, good cause.
Always been on Black.
Yeah.
Is Sean bringing the BBW Army with them to take down American Punk?
I didn't ask him.
It's a memorial show. Behave, Dan.
All right, guys. Oh, and there might possibly keep your eye on the channel, a surprise live show. Maybe not. So, yeah, then you got all that. All right, guys. Good night. And come again hard.
Money's on the dresser.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.